Hello and welcome to another video in the module 8 of dynamics. We are discussing the application of work energy principles. We are discussing the work done, the theorem of kinetic energy, how the work done is also equal to the change in potential energy if the system is conservative. So we are going to look at such another problem where we have a bob of mass m suspended with a string, unstretchable string of length L. So there is no stretchable body in this case, so no springs, no deformable bodies, just a particle of mass m and unstretchable string of length L. Now in this case, theta, which is the angle this string makes with the horizontal, is starting from 30 degrees. We have to find the tension T in the string. So T is force which is applied on the particle from the string, which is also kind of holding the particle together with the string. We have to find the expression of tension in terms of the angle theta. So to start with, we are going to look at its free body diagram and its kinetic diagram, because those are the basis that gives us information on how the particle even is moving or how the system is functioning. So we have the particle here on the left with its free body diagram, in which we have to represent the tension which is going towards the hinge through the string acting on the particle. The angle, of course, with the horizontal is theta, which is given to be 30 degrees to start with. Then there is gravity force, which is mg, acting on the particle. So now in this case, when theta changes, right now it's 30 degrees, but when the particle starts moving downwards in a curvilinear manner, you can see that the gravitational force always acts in the vertical y direction. Let me make those directions clear for you. This is j hat and this is I hat. So the gravitational force always acts in the direction of negative j hat. So that's why it's a dead force. It's not following the motion of the particle. There is no friction involved. The particle, and we also know that the force associated with the gravitational force is conservative. So this is a conservative system. Now I'm drawing two other arrows on the free body diagram. I should have drawn them with a different color because they are not representing any forces. They are just representing a tangential or a radial coordinate frame in this case, or also known as the cylindrical coordinate frame, where ER is the radial coordinate and E theta is the circumferential coordinate or the cylindrical coordinate. Now in the kinetic diagram, we have only one vector, which is ma vector, associated with the motion of the particle. Now er and e theta can be represented in terms of the Cartesian coordinates I and j. So er is written as cosine theta I hat minus sine theta j hat, and e theta is represented as minus sine theta I hat minus cosine theta j hat. So when we write the Newton's second law, we just have to sum all the forces in the free body diagram and equate them to kinetic diagram. So that's what is being done in the starred equation. Minus t er hat is basically the tangential force, which is acting in the opposite direction of the er hat. So that's why a negative sign, minus t er hat minus mg j hat, because j is in the Cartesian coordinate and doesn't move with the radial coordinate. So this is written in terms of the Cartesian coordinate, is equal to ma vector. So this a vector has its quantities inside, which is it can be represented in I, j hat, the Cartesian coordinate frame, or it can be represented in the radial coordinate frame. So as you can see, the a vector is represented in terms of the radial or cylindrical coordinate frame, is written as minus L theta dot square er hat plus L theta double dot E theta hat. So this is essentially dependent on the circular motion of a particle, so the acceleration of the particle in circular motion, and this has been covered in class before in lecture 2 or the second week of the classes. So I would highly recommend that if you don't recall this expression, you go back to your prior notes and see how this expression for acceleration is obtained. Here it's e theta hat. So now it's important to know that this r dot term is essentially 0 because the string is unstretchable, so there is essentially no motion. So r, if r is equal to L, and then there is no stretching in the string, so r dot will not change with time, so r will not change with time, so r dot is 0, and hence we can subtract this or we can remove these two terms, right? And that's how we reduce the expression above. That's how we have calculated the expression for the acceleration. Now we take the dot product of starred equation with er hat. Once we do that, we see minus t because er hat dot er hat is 1 plus mg sine theta. If you write j in terms of er hat, you can say j is equal to minus sine theta er hat. When we substitute j as minus sine theta er hat, this expression becomes mg sine theta er hat dot er hat when the dot product is 1. And then this is equal to minus L theta dot M er hat dot er hat, which is also 1, and the term which is associated with E theta hat dot er hat, that's going to be 0 because the dot product of er hat with E theta hat is equal to 0, right? The tension T can be written as mg sine theta plus L theta dot square M. Now you can say that theta is known, so good, we know the first term mg sine theta, but theta dot is unknown, so we don't know what is theta dot square or L theta dot square M term. So we have to find an expression which basically relates theta dot to theta. Yes, of course, it's theta dot is equal to differentiation of theta with respect to time, but we still don't know what that quantity is. So we need to find that relation. So we will apply the theorem of kinetic energy, and we know that work done is equal to the kinetic energy at time t2 minus kinetic energy at time t1. Now we have two different methods in which we can calculate the work done. First method is to just integrate from t1 to t2 summation of f dot v vector dot, with respect to time, or we can just write the change in the potential energy of the system or the particle and then write the work done expression from there. So in the first approach, we have integration t1 to t2 minus t er hat is the force, and then the v vector is L theta dot E theta hat minus mg j hat times L theta dot E theta hat, and then integration dt. So this is this expression is for velocity. Again, I'm not going to go into details of how this velocity is obtained, but this is something that you can look at and evaluate on your own. Now when we simplify this expression, we get integration t1 to t2 mg L theta dot cosine theta dt. In this case, integration theta t1 to theta t2 after change of variables from dt to d theta, and then it becomes mgl cosine theta d theta. So after integration, it becomes mgl sine theta at time t2 minus sine theta at time t1. So this can also be written as mgl sine theta minus sine 30 degrees, because we know when the time started, the initial condition was that theta is equal to 30 degrees. So an alternative method could be when the work done is evaluated as u of t1 minus u of t2, which is change in the potential energy from initial to final point. So it becomes minus mgr at T1 plus mgr at T2. So minus mgr at T1 is also known as mgl sine theta. At T1 is sine 30 degrees. So mgl sine 30, because r is equal to l sine theta, and mgr at T2 is equal to mgl sine theta. So the final expression is exactly the same which we obtained from the method when we integrated T1 to T2, summed all the forces acting on the body, and took its dot with v vector. I think there is some slight error in the placement of brackets here. I would write it as this. Okay. So you may be able to reproduce this expression and cross-check easily how this expression comes up. And now we have work done which is calculated from two different methods, and we apply the theorem of kinetic energy. So t at time t2 minus t at time t1. So mgl sine theta minus mgl sine 30 degrees is equal to 1/2 ml square theta dot square at time t2 minus 1/2 ml square theta dot square at time t1. So this is a simple expression of kinetic energy, which is simply evaluated. And we know at time t1 theta is 30 degrees and it was the state of rest, so there is going to be no theta dot. So finally this expression can be written as L theta dot square is equal to 2 mg sine theta minus 1/2. Now if we substitute the value of theta dot square from this expression in the equation here, that we have t is equal to mg sine theta plus L theta dot square m, we will get a simplified expression of T, which is the tension, is equal to mg 3 sine theta minus 1. Please make sure that you don't confuse the symbol T as kinetic energy. This here is tension in the spring or the string. So this is how we calculate the equation for the tension in the string without having theta dot term in this expression. We are going to move further in this discussion using energy principles and conservative forces, the potential energy and work done. So see you next time.